Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ZeusAI Podcast series. I'm your host, Priya Serai, CIO of Zeus Fire and Security. And this is part 2 of our AI literacy series. In part 1, we talked about how AI actually works, not the Hollywood version, but the real deal. If you missed that, go back and listen. It'll give you the foundation. Today, we're taking it further into the world of LLMs, large language models. These are the AIs you talk to: ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity. And while they're impressive, they're also misunderstood. So in this episode, we're answering 3 questions. What is an LLM and what it is not? Why does it sound so smart and sometimes get things so wrong? And how do you lead responsibly in an AI world? Let's get into it. First, what is a large language model? Here's the truth. A large language model doesn't understand anything. It's really just good at guessing the next word. That's it. Imagine this. You start a sentence. Once upon a... Your brain knows the next word might be time. Then maybe there. Then was. Once upon a time, there was. And so on. An LLM does the same thing, but trained on trillions of words from books, websites, Reddit, Wikipedia, code, news articles, and everything in between. It doesn't know facts. It knows patterns in language. Give it a prompt, and it predicts what text should come next, one word at a time, based on statistical likelihood. So why does it sound so smart? Because we underestimate how powerful language patterns are. LLMs mimic tone, style, and structure so well, then we project intelligence onto them. They can sound like a lawyer writing a contract, a college professor summarizing an article, your teenager texting in slang. But again, there is no understanding behind it, just pattern completion. Here's the kicker. They don't check if what they are saying is true. There is no built-in fact checker unless you layer one in. And that brings us to hallucinations, the AI version of confident nonsense. This is the term you'll hear a lot, hallucination. What does it mean? It's when an AI model gives you an answer that sounds right, but it is completely made up. Let me give you a real example. A user once asked ChatGPT to list the top 10 women-led security companies. It gave a beautiful list with names, company bios, and links. Problem? Half the people didn't exist. The companies were real, the CEOs were real, but the model invented leadership bios that sounded perfectly credible. This is hallucination. It's not lying. There is no intent. It's just guessing, and sometimes guessing wrong. Why does this happen? Because the model is trained to optimize coherence, not correctness. As a leader, here's what you need to know. Let's bring it back to you. You're not building LLMs. You're leading teams who are evaluating, buying, or deploying them. Here is how you lead smart in this space. Always validate output. Never trust raw LLM output for anything critical without review. Use it for drafting, brainstorming, first pass research, not for final decisions, legal documents, or factual claims you haven't checked. Treat it like a new intern, enthusiastic, fast, helpful, but not yet trustworthy. Understand explainability versus transparency. AI doesn't have to be mystery, but it does require intentional design. You can't see inside every model, but you can ask vendors and internal teams, how is this model making decisions? Can we explain its logic in plain English? What happens when it makes a mistake and who's accountable? If you can't explain it, you shouldn't be deploying it. Ask the right questions. When AI is proposed as a solution, ask, what data trained this model? Is the model static or does it keep learning? How do we catch hallucinations or errors? Is there a human in the loop before decisions go live? These are not tech questions. These are risk, brand, and trust questions. Guardrails over blind trust. The difference between smart AI use and reckless AI use comes down to guardrails. Think of LLMs like powerful machinery. You wouldn't let just anyone operate a forklift with no training. You'd give them instructions, put up warning signs, maybe limit their access. Same with AI. So if you're implementing LLMs at your company, make sure people know what it can and can't do. You have defined acceptable use cases. You have a review process in place. Because if it sounds too good to be true, it probably hallucinated it. Let's wrap this up. LLMs don't think, they predict. They are language engines, not truth engines. They'll confidently give you wrong answers if you don't guide them. As a leader, your job is to ask sharp questions, set smart limits, and validate everything that matters. AI doesn't replace judgment, it augments it if you stay in the driver's seat. That's a wrap on our AI literacy series, at least for now. If this helped you get clearer, sharper, and more confident around AI, pass it on. Share it with your team. Bring it into your next leadership meeting. Let's raise the bar on how we talk about and use this technology. And if there's another AI topic you want me to tackle, drop me a message on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear what's on your mind. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and don't forget to dream big.